As we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, it's important to highlight the critical work being done to support Latinx educators and students. Latinx students face the largest teacher diversity gap of any ethnic group, and evidence suggests that diverse teachers benefit all students. And here to chat with us today about this is founder of Latinx Education Collaborative, Edgar Palacios. Welcome,
Hey,
Edgar.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, happy Hispanic
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much for being here. Let's just dive right in, and can you talk about how the current leadership diversity gap in education impacts Latinx students?
Absolutely. And so what we're seeing across the country is that Latino students are the fastest growing student demographic in K-12. And we're not seeing actually similar numbers for Latino educators or administrators. I think nationally only 8% of educators identify as Latino. And so there's a huge gap in representation. And like you mentioned, the research suggests that when students see themselves in the teachers that are reflected, or in the teachers that are reflected by them, they have better educational outcomes and experiences. And so we are looking to kind of bridge that gap and really elevate the voices of Latino educators and partner with other organizations like Surge Institute that are supporting leaders of color and ensuring that leaders of color have the skills and the language necessary to support our students in our communities.
Absolutely,
so
yeah, it really is. And can you maybe go into detail of some of the benefits of having diverse teachers?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, academic outcomes are going to increase. They're going to improve when you have diverse teachers. You're going to have a diversity of thought. You're going to have better cultural experiences. You're going to have a more welcoming school when you see that. We see that when diversity is highlighted and centered in communities. That really makes it a much more rich and thriving experience for young people, right? The world that we're walking into and the world that's going to exist 20, 30 years from now, when our young people today in classrooms are going to be out leading, it's going to be incredibly diverse. It's going to be more diverse than we see today. And so building those skill sets today is going to really impact the ability for our young people to lead and be successful in the future.
Yeah, always thinking about the future
Yeah.
and what's coming next. I love that. And Edgar, of course, right now this is top of mind because it's Hispanic Heritage Month, but how can teachers support Latinx students year round?
Absolutely. A couple of different things. One, if you have a Latinx teacher in your classroom, make sure to give them some love. Make sure to give them a hug, if appropriate, of course. Two, really, I think we need to support educators across the spectrum, right? What we saw the pandemic and what we knew before then is that teachers are the glue that hold communities together. And so part of that is being supportive of educators and making sure that educators are getting the resources they need to be successful. But also, we have to learn how to build relationships across different communities. Language access is a huge issue that we got to think about as well. And so making sure that we can communicate appropriately in multiple languages, make sure that people and families feel welcome, as well as ensuring that our young people are getting the resources that they need, right? We're seeing some underfunding in schools across the country, and we've got to make sure that we're advocating for our young people to get the resources that they need.
Yeah. And real quick before we let you go, how can Hispanic Heritage Month be celebrated and remembered in the classroom?
You know, Latinos have been a part of this history of our history for generations, and so really highlighting Latino leaders across generations in your classroom and your curriculum is important. Ensuring that you have books that are reflective of the communities that you're serving is important. Ensuring that curriculum looks like and is relevant to the young people in classrooms is important. So those are a couple of ways that we can ensure that our young people, particularly our Latino students and our Latino educators, feel welcome in classrooms.
Yeah, those are some great
This month, but
tips.
every month.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Edgar, for
Edgar.
kind of, shedding some light on that for us. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
we
for being
appreciate
with
your
us.
time.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for the invitation. Enjoy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, you
Thank
as
you,
well.
you
Thanks
too.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. I love hearing that. I love hearing about how we can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month in our classrooms and maybe some of the ways that we can support our Latinx students.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really encouraging.